Hey there everyone, Foxy Fern here, and welcome back to our latest of our animation workshop in Swingin' a Mace. That is the official name. Swingin' a Mace. So here's what we have from last week. Obviously, the ending is super rough. If we just scooch this down to, say, frame 72. Oh no! Oh god. I just messed up my camera. Is it okay? I think it's okay. Phew, we're good. Okay. Anyway, this is the part that we worked on last week. So it's like, it's not done, but it's at least getting there. And the ending is, well, it needs some TLC. So that's what we're going to work on today. So, this aim constraint thing I had on here, let's see if, no, okay, I did not do it beyond frame 62, as that's what we were on for doing the beginning part there. So we'll probably just want to bake this down for now and delete that constraint. And then we'll be able to take care of this ending here. And for now, I'm just going to lock this camera. We're still going to need to do some work with this as well, because the ending is still just very basic, but I don't want to accidentally mess up my camera because I like the way it is looking in the beginning. So we'll just leave that there for now. Okay, so let's bake down. Let's see, it was the hand that we were driving, correct? Actually, no, I'm not so sure. Left hand IK. This is not actually... There's no connections over here, so it's... I can't remember what we were driving with this constraint, guys. Where'd my locator go? Okay, so here's this guy. Oh, he's not driving things anymore, huh? What did I do? Mace motion. Oh, that was just for the motion trail. Okay, we must have already baked down the animation then. For some reason I was thinking that was our aim constraint, but no, that was just so that we can track the motion that our mace is doing. So, all right. So now the ending, obviously what needs the most work is not only is there some awkward Euler stuff happening here when he picks up his mace, but it also doesn't just feel super heavy yet. So what is the first thing I'm going to want to do here? It might be actually to convert his arm into IK. I think we'll have an easier time if we do that. So now what I can do here is I made a couple scripts, one where I can basically convert something into world space, and then we can animate it with a locator. And this was all stuff that I learned from the Animation Sherpa course. And I also am going to use a script now for doing our aim constraint instead of doing that all manually every time. Now that I've actually figured out how to do it properly, we have a script for it, and that will help automate our process. So how about we just go ahead and I'm going to apply this world space script on our hand here. I'm going to control both rotation and translation, even though we're probably gonna just be changing this to IK, I wanted to basically bake down the translation onto the locator. Oh, and you know what? I think I might have to edit something in the script here because our locators are tiny. Yeah. This guy is too small. Whoops, now he's too big. Now he's just right. He's Goldilocks. So, yep, if we grab this, it's controlling our wrist, but, you know, we don't really want to translate that. So we're gonna change this to IK, and I'm just gonna bake the IK control to our locator. So if I can remember where the IK switch is in this thing. And you know what? I'm just gonna delete these constraints. Because we don't really want that on the FK. But now where? Right hand, IK, parent space, main FK. Okay, so we'll just delete that, change it to, oh. World FK. Is that what IK is on this rig? I guess so. That seems weird because it's definitely not FK. That is misleading there. Hey, dissatisfied. Just got off work. I'm gonna be home and watch in a minute. All right. I'll see you when you get home. Anyway, this seems like we can still make use of it. Let's find our locator in here because I can't see it again. Ah. And now what happens if we just do like so? Oh, there it is, right here, IK blend. So it's on the control itself. All right, so that was specifically for the pull vector. In any case, let's just go ahead and delete that key on there so that it stays IK the whole time, and make sure this is still looking like we want it. Yes. Oh, no, it's not. That kind of ruined our mace animation, actually. Oh. Okay. Well. Did I just totally screw this up? Oh my god, I did. How did I... Alright. Well, we're starting over. I don't know what I messed up there. So that's fun. Okay, everything looks fine again. Fortunately, I hadn't like done too much actual work, right? Oh my god, it isn't. It is an IK, or it's like. Ah, geez, what am I doing here? Okay, my bad. I had it switched to FK at the end. That's all it was. Ah, yeah, that makes sense because that's how I was able to do the aim constraint in the first place. Wow. This is what happens when I don't work on something for a week, right? Like, I forget where I was. I tried even prepping by opening this file a little early today and did not jog my memory well enough. Alright, so this switches to FK here, which for one thing, we don't want this to happen over multiple frames as you get some weird interpolations. So we'll just change this to stepped. And then I'm going to find the joint in here and we'll just put a locator on this joint. If I get, aha, here we go, right hand. Cool. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do this world space. I actually don't really want to constrain this, but we'll just go in and delete the constraints on this joint because we still want the rig to control it. Oh God, where is... Right hand, parent constraint. Wait, oh no, what did I do? Okay, this is a bad idea. I don't want to screw this up. So what we're gonna do instead is just constrain a locator to this, and we're not gonna use this script, so I'm just gonna do this manually. Create locator. So we'll take right hand and this locator. Ooh. 180, huh? That's less than ideal, but let's see what happens if we change this. Wait, what are you doing here? Are you the one I just made? No. Okay, I can get rid of you. So we'll bake this down and delete these constraints. And then we should be able to change this to IK the whole time. I'm just gonna delete those and drive it with this locator. Ta-da! Cool. And ideally, this is not going to mess up my previous animation. Yay, it worked. Got some weird oiler filters happening here. But let's see if we can just do that. And all is well. So now we can delete our locator. And we've got this animation baked down to our IK control. Oh, is this? This is in world, right? Yeah. Cool. That's what we want. Of course, this guy now is doing his own thing, but... Ah. All right, let's open up our video reference, shall we? Once again, just to refresh our memories, and of course I double-clicked it, which is going to default to VLC, and I want QuickTime. All right, so the ending here is what we're gonna work on. The part where he's lifting the sword back up. So let's watch what this guy does. Yep, so he kind of steps into it as he's pulling on it. And then lifts it up. So first of all, what I want to do is kind of make this stay in space. We're not going to want it like exactly pinned in space because we don't want it to actually look like it's in IK, but for now I don't want it like wobbling around like this. So here's our pose. So we can go in and delete the translation on this. Whoa, what's happening? Oh, right, I'm in I'm in front view. So to about here. So frame 86. We'll just take this key from 61 to 86. Save key, and then we're gonna delete everything in between. And then we'll delete a few keys here so it doesn't pop. And he's doing some weird, like, Euler stuff here. Let's get rid of that too. Oh, it's like translation. Kind of to frame 100 actually. Oh, so I think I was looking at, you know, I was having this issue last time where I'd be like, oh, delete the key, and then this all comes back. And what I was reading someone saying is it's a buggy thing in Maya, and what I should do apparently is close and open the graph editor. So, whoops. We'll see if that actually works. I guess I can't close it until I undock it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Can you go under all of these, please? Yes. Thank you. Oh, no. Now where'd my hypergraph go? Well, let's see if this even worked in the first place. Oh, there it is. Weird. Yeah, that did work. Okay. That's a weird and slightly inconvenient bug, but at least now I can work the way I want to. So note that for yourselves, I guess. If you are trying to just work on a single curve in your graph editor and it keeps like refreshing every time you do something, just close and reopen it. Alright, so this motion here is also not the best. We want this to maybe actually, hang on a second. I don't want to mess up what I have in the beginning, so let's... Yeah. So it's fine until... We want everything up until 44, and then after that we can mess with stuff. Oops. I hate when I do that. Let's just delete this jitter that's happening here. And let's see, what I'm gonna want to do for this ending, I think, is let's put this control on an animation layer for now. Save a key there. And then we want him to be pulling up on this. Let's have his pull vector up. I think we're just gonna want this maybe to end sooner. Oops. Yeah, I think we're gonna want his mace to land on his shoulder a little sooner. But now I've got this layer. Okay, what I'm gonna do is turn off that layer, and then we'll have this pose happen a bit earlier. Yeah. Oh, we're having some super fun oiler filter going on here. You know what? We're gonna redo this bit here. Let's make sure our base layer is better first. Yep, we're gonna get some nice, ugly oiler issues here. Oh, and then let's see, is our mace moving too? Or why is that? Yeah. Aha. So yeah, we're also gonna want to essentially switch the space of the hand once he like lands it on his shoulder, because I think I want him to land it on his shoulder but not be like completely done moving yet. So we'll be dealing with that too, but for now we just want to get this basic motion here. Fun with Euler motion, or fun with gimbal motion. I guess we don't need this layer after all, but I do want to try and fix this gimbal that's happening. So what happens if we just bake this down? Will that help fix our wobble? A bit. Yeah, that helped a little. We're going to be doing a lot of back and forth with this baking stuff, but I just want it to not be super egregious for now. Okay, so I think this pose that he comes into is being held for too long. He should step in and then kind of be pulling up on it and then be done. It's not like it's like right now it sort of feels like it's stuck in the ground, and that's not what I'm going for. I want it to just feel like it's a bit heavy to pick up. And obviously part of that, what will help that is not making the mace completely static here eventually, but I do want to get like his body motion looking a little better first. Oops. No. Oh my gosh, it's like lagging a little. I guess we don't have the hand control in this select all bit. Oh, hi Tom! Welcome to the stream, and welcome back to Satisfied. So upset you missed last week's stream. Well, it would have been nice to have you, but I'm glad you're here now. I really wish YouTube would give me timestamps of when you guys like say something, because I like won't look at my second monitor for a while and I'll get really focused on what I'm doing, and then I look over, I'm like, oh no, I missed talking to you. The only way I can know when you said something is if I go back and watch my stream and the VOD of it. I'm glad you think it looks good, Tom, because this part's gonna be a bit tricky to really sell this. Oh no, why is this? Oh, duh, okay, it's because... that's because I still have it constrained to this locator. Also, I really need to change my script here to make these locators bigger. I think maybe that'll be good. We'll see if that's what I want, but... Ugh. Oh, give me my locator. In the 3 dots menu of the chat, you can hit toggle timestamps. What? Oh my god. Thank you, Zach. Did you just Google that for me? Heart. Or did you already know that? Ugh, all this time. How long until it's due? May 31st is when I have to turn it in. So I think that's next Monday. Or a week from this coming Monday. So I have today and tomorrow that I can stream for a bit, and then next Saturday and Sunday, and then I probably am going to render this in some way, shape, or form. Which means I need to have it done before the 31st, because I hate trying to turn stuff in at the last minute, right? Alright, I'm just gonna like retime my locator since it's already constrained to that. I do kind of like the idea of his arm stretching a little bit, but obviously that's kind of too much. We're gonna fix this weird gimbal stuff that's happening there. Oh, wait a second. That was not quite right. I did like this kind of pointing down a little bit more here, so I don't want to lose that key. That's a little better. I'm basically just trying to kind of massage this in layers. I'm not... This is kind of a first for me, doing something like this. So, I don't really know how it's gonna turn out, guys. I have seen some of the stuff that people are submitting, though, on, like, the Anim Challenge Facebook page. There's some, good stuff going in. It's kind of intimidating, honestly. Clearly, a bunch of like League of Legends fans are participating in this competition, and they have had much more like looking at the game cameras and stuff than I have. So these people know what looks cool, and I'm just like, sure. Troll massage, yes. Look at this mace. He can give you a nice massage with that mace if you like it rough. Well, I should be careful there. I don't want my stream to get banned. You never know these days. It's like YouTube essentially doesn't know that I exist at this point. until I do something wrong, and then they'll know I exist. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bake down the animation on that IK control and delete our locator. Oh dear God, that is definitely some oiler happening there. Alright, I think maybe that's good enough to start working on his body. Oh yeah. Ah. So for starters, let's not make his foot just slide forward here. Now with my camera motion, I'm thinking maybe we should have left a beat there where he just like slams it and kind of hangs out for a second, because now it just feels a little too fast. So whoops. That was probably too much. Actually, that was okay. Like, it does look kind of weird from this perspective camera if we just have him hang out there for a second, but I think it'll be okay just having him be, like, just hang out there for a moment before he walks forward to pick it up, since we're dealing with, like, some camera shake there. This is really hard for me right now, like, animating to the camera, because I'm so used to doing game stuff where it has to look good from every angle at all times, so it feels dirty to me to only care about the one camera view. Diego, hello. Hi, I just came to say hello, leave my like, and go to continue working. Thank you, Diego. Always appreciated. But yeah, it feels like I'm going against my nature by being like, oh, it doesn't matter in this camera view, because I'm like, of course it does. All right, I think we might want just like a couple more frames. So honestly, probably what I should do, just to make this easier on myself, is go plus equals 2. So that way I'm not like dragging back and forth trying to deal with the Maya graph editor lagging on me. Okay. It still looks funny right now. It's just like so effortless for this guy to do that. It's happening a little too quick there. Maybe I don't want those at a linear. Let's see. I want this to not be him constantly moving forward. Like he should go forward a bit, hang out while he tries to lift this up. And then finish walking forward. This motion's happening a bit too fast here. I also don't really want him to be completely static in this. We kind of have him anticipate where he goes in. And then pulls up. Maybe let's have him scoot forward till here, and then actually have him scoot backwards. As he lifts it up into the air. Too far. Maybe this needs to come up a little bit sooner. actually... I think what's a bit weird is these keys between here. Yeah, that's a little better. Oh, crap. Got some weird motion happening here with his hip. What is that? I think it's just like all these controls we have moving. Yeah, there's like some counter. Ugh, I did some counter animation here. It's not good. All right, so basically we want to go from a reverse C shape to a C shape there. What does counter animation mean? Well, what I did here accidentally was so if you have two controls that are lined up like this, and then you animate them so that they look like this, that means you've countered one, or you've animated one in like negative X and the other in positive X. So this shape would actually look very similar to this shape, but by getting there, you counter animated. And so instead what you should do is like they should always be kind of, well, let me show you. So like this here is a good thing where it's like they're all kind of like spreading out from this point here on the back. And then what I did inadvertently was see how these two controls here are like collapsing on each other. So I made one control go one way and the other control go the other way, which that will cause you to have some like animation that doesn't look super good. Like it's not really ideal, and it's really hard to fix. So I am going to fix it, but I'm disappointed with myself that I did that. So you can see how he's like sort of, he sort of goes forward and then back like that, and it's not very appealing. And that's because I accidentally put some counter animation on there. But what I was going for is I want this guy. I like how he goes from a backward C to a C shape. Basically here, he reverses. And then he kind of like slinks up. So that's really what I want to get, is this nice like S motion that's happening through his body. So he thrusts his hips forward and his shoulders go back. So let me see, first of all, if I can fix this counter animation by... I'm just going to grab all these controls here and do my little world space thing. And I'm going to say both to all of these. So now if I change one of these around, the rest of him will stay in place. So hopefully, come on. Why can't I make this bigger? Come on. Where's my... What the hell? See this? See that right there? That's what I'm trying to get. But on this side, why is that not working, guys? What? Ah! Why? Fine. Let's just, can I redock you and then do it? Yes! Whatever! Thank you, Maya. Buggy programs. Fun times. Alright, so if probably what I want to do is not have the animation on this root control. Oh, okay. Main. So I want main FK temp motion. So if I go in here, what happens if I just delete that? Nope, not quite. And now this guy is root FK. So grab our temp motion. So you see how this like X graph kind of goes down and then up? That's counter animating. So if I just delete that, then you can see the control stays more in line with the rest of them, and that's what I want. So this way I can go in and I can fix that, because everything else is constrained to a locator right now. So it won't mess up my animation. The only problem is now I'm gonna be baking this down, which is a little annoying at this stage, but that's okay. So what you'll see is that even though I didn't touch the animation on like this control, when I bake this, this curve is going to change because Maya automatically like re-evaluates that for me based on what I did above it in the hierarchy. Knowledge, thanks. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm streaming. I am happy to answer any questions, even if they've been asked before. So, if you watch this graph, I think it's going to change. Yes. Wow, look at that. That changed quite drastically there, actually. Except I wanted to bake down all of these. So, you and you. I think that's everything. Bake them down. Oh. Don't crash, Maya! Oh no! I didn't save before I baked. Oh god! Alright. You should always save before baking. Don't be like me. I got lucky this time. So now, what I want to do is make this C shape, this backward C shape here happen a little bit sooner. But now I've like messed up my curves, so that's fun. What I want it to do is have him arch backwards as his like hips come forward here. So I might just kind of fake this. Yeah. So I want that control to start moving a little sooner. Let's get a nicer curve here as well. Don't want him to move forward quite so quickly here. Let's keep his foot on the ground a little bit longer. And he can take that step a little faster too, I think. Get a little faster. Hey, Cowstuff! Welcome to the stream. Hey, Foxy, how are you doing? Joining in to watch the stream. I'm doing quite well. How are you doing? I suppose it is quite late at night / early in the morning for you over there, but we are making progress today. It's still pretty rough, but it's progressing. That's all that's important, right? Kind of one of those things where it's like really bad and then suddenly it'll start coming together, right? Let's see, do I want him to settle forward a bit? No, I think we'll have him kind of ease into it. It's pretty hot out here, 2:30 in the morning. I love your enthusiasm, kudos. Hey, thanks. Pretty hot, huh? Man, I don't miss the hot weather. I'm from Nebraska originally, and in the summer it gets very warm and humid. The humidity is the worst part, but out here in Seattle, the weather's pretty darn nice, I must say. Although we get wildfires in the summer, so having the smoke in the air is less than ideal. Why is your toe wiggling, sir? That's not what we want. Get out of here. We do probably want him to have a slight ball roll, though, before he lifts that foot. Whoops, he's meant to rotate my camera, not do that. Cyclone is about to hit us on the 25th. Now that you mention weather. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's definitely some weather. Stay safe out there. Do you have a basement or anywhere you can go for that? Basements aren't really a thing out here, but then neither again are tornadoes or cyclones, so. Satisfied. Just got done putting a rubber roof on in southern Illinois. The heat is no good, my dude. You have my sympathy. Yeah, for real. Pretty cool how you reply back to your audience all the while staying focused on what you're doing. Well, thanks. I try. Like, you know, what's the point of streaming if I'm not going to talk to you guys, right? Like, I might as well just work and not pay attention to anyone else. It makes it a lot more fun, too. But it is... I do have a tendency to... I might look like I'm working, but I'm just like, while I'm talking, I just kind of sit here and scrub my timeline back and forth and pretend like, oh, look, I'm doing something, guys. A lot of times I'm just like clicking my button and not really thinking about what I'm doing, so... Quick question. What inspired you to become an animator? Well, I mean, that kind of pretty much dates back to when I was a kid. Like, growing up, as long as I can remember, I was super into drawing, and I really liked Disney characters. So I would draw, like, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, stuff like that from, like, the Disney drawing books. And I really wanted to be an animator because I liked the Disney movies. And then I saw Toy Story, and I was like, ooh, I want to be a computer animator. That's cool. So that's, like, where it all kind of started. And then just, like, throughout school and stuff, I was trying to find something else because animation wasn't really a thing where I was from that was, like, an acceptable career path to choose. And so, like, I had a lot of pushback from people I knew and my parents and stuff like that. And they're like, well, why don't you be an engineer, or why don't you be an architect or something like that? And so I kind of, like, pursued that stuff while I was in high school. And I originally went to college for graphic design, but that was all going to be like advertising and that sort of thing. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this. So then I just decided that, no, I really want to do animation. So I went to a school in Canada for a year to learn how to use Maya and get some animation practice training under my belt. And it kind of went from there. Originally, I didn't want to do games. I just wanted to do film. Like many people, I wanted to work at Pixar. I mean, to this day, it's like, sure, if I ever had the opportunity to work at Pixar, I certainly wouldn't say no, but that's not something I'm pursuing anymore. I do really like working in games, and I think there's a lot of opportunities, so that's where I'm at now. And I really want to help other people get better at animation if I can, and give people advice if they want to listen. So that's why I'm streaming. Same pinch. My folks wanted me to become a doctor. Lo and behold, I'm a tech artist working in game engines. Nice. High five. And it's like, I mean, I get it, because from my parents' perspective, they didn't want me to choose a failing career, right? And there was a while, actually, when I was in high school that I really wanted to be an actor, but my parents especially did not want me to be an actor because they were all worried about me getting involved in sex and drugs and having a hard life, and so they really pushed me away from that. I'm not saying that it would have been great, but the funny thing is, I still kind of ended up as an actor per se, because when you're animating, you are acting for the character that you're animating, right? So having some acting skills actually helps you be a better animator. So at the end of the day, I kind of did that too. I just don't make the big bucks or have my name up on the screen of a movie, right? Are there any games I can see your work in? Sadly, not really at this point. I did do a little bit of work on this game called Blacklight Retribution, but it was just like some cleanup, and I did like a couple of taunts in that game. I I worked for 4.5 years on, I don't know if you guys heard of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I worked on that for 4.5 years, and I don't have anything to show for it. I can't show anything for it because the company that I was working for, the plug got pulled on them, and so they're not even finishing the game anymore. And now the game that I'm working on currently is still under NDA, so I cannot show that either. I will let you know should the day ever come. But that is the one downside of working in the game industry is I feel like games are more likely to get canceled than movies are. I could be wrong about that, but I know a lot of people that like, oh, yep, I worked on this project for a few years and never got published. Let's make him come up a little bit higher here. And then when he does land the mace on his shoulder, I'm gonna kind of have him go, like it's gonna smush down his body's going to react to it. The reason I'm waiting on that is because I don't know exactly. I need to figure out the timing of the mace before I really spend any time making his body react to it. Maybe if CD Redhead you work on Cyberpunk, the enemies wouldn't those while in combat. I feel like that's some kind of typo you have there. The enemies wouldn't doze while in combat. I know that game was like super buggy, so I think I get what you're getting at. But yeah, actually the game I was working on was kind of supposed to release around the time that Cyberpunk was originally, and I think because of the backlash of that game, it kind of was like oh crap, we can't release this game in the state that it is because this is what happens if we do. So it's possible that if it wasn't for Cyberpunk, they still might have released the game, and the company I worked for would have been CD Projekt instead of what they are. T-Pose. Yeah. Oh man. So sad. I feel so bad for all the devs that worked on that project. I want him to settle into this a little better than I have, but it's hard because he's got such like short, stubby little legs, man. Have you worked with dynamic animations and ragdolls? Like in a game, when you hit a character from a certain direction, the joints utilize physics in combination with keyframed animations. I did work with that a little bit originally on Bloodlines. We had ragdoll. I didn't personally like do anything with the physics side of the engine. We were working in Unreal, but just like as an animator, basically what I had to do was have a character like end in the animation in a certain pose, and then we would put a flag on our animation in Unreal telling it when the ragdoll should take over in that animation. We ended up not actually liking the ragdoll that much. I think it was probably just we didn't have an engineer that was very good at using it. So they ended up stripping it out, but I did not actually do anything with the physics itself. Okay, let's see what this is looking like from our camera. Oh no, did I bust it again? No, it's okay. All right. All right, let's just look at it as a whole right now. And maybe, can't see the whole camera right now. There we go. It's coming along, I guess. Obviously, when he ends, it's like, oh yeah, his mace is frozen in the air and his body's moving. We'll take care of that. But it's getting there. All right, I'll change this back to a shorter timeline here. I wish I could do a cooler... Huh. Maybe we'll fix this mace and make it look a little better here. I think I want his head to move first, so he's like, you know, pulling back that way. Oh no, did my graph editor bug out? Ah. Well, let's see if I can just reopen my file without having to actually close down my... No. Cool. Cool. Thanks. Thank you, Maya. Thank you very much for that. Whoopsies. Okay. Well, we're going to close down Maya because it's buggy. Oh no, you can see my desktop. Ah. Hopefully nothing confidential on there. No, it's cool. I went and checked that out today. Like, oh yeah, let's make sure I don't have like any anything on my desktop that I don't want people to see. Alright, now our graph editor looks fine again. Okay, this song's a little too much. Alrighty, let's try out our aim constraint thing again, shall we? I think we shall. Now. The problem is, I don't really have a good aim axis on this. Oh, wait. That might help. Derp. Oh, no, that did not help at all. Ooh. The axis of his hand does not line up with the weapon at all. So, I'm just gonna try running this script and see how well it works. Otherwise, I might have to do this manually again. We'll do it from, say, here. And that's gonna be -Z. Fingers crossed. Yes, let's convert to world. I don't know how well that's gonna work. I think we might have to do this manually, unfortunately. Just because we don't... Yeah, this hand doesn't really line up with the weapon very well. Is that my doing? Could I have made this better? Looks like I probably could have. But if I do that now, I think I'm gonna mess up my entire animation. So... Oh, that's not like really in his hand at all, is it? How about in the beginning? Oh no. Oh, I didn't undo the constraint all the way. Oops. How about now? Is that fixed? Yes, okay. So yeah, here we have... God, the weapon just isn't lined up in his hand, is it? That's no bueno. Oh well. Okay, so that's a bummer. Mace roots, mace offset, and mace target. I don't know why my middle mouse drag in my hypergraph isn't working these days, but that's kind of obnoxious. It works for me at work, so I don't know if it's a newer version of Maya that's messing it up or what. Alright. We will constrain this guy and constrain this guy. Did that work? Did you line up properly? No, you did not. Huh. Oh, that's because there's an offset for some reason. You don't have an offset. That's really weird. Why did it put an offset on one of them and not the other? Beats me. In any case, I actually don't think we want to keep this rotation anyway. So. Oh wait, actually, it's not too far off, but we do want to have it pointing more down the mace. Like so. And gosh, I guess my orient constraints must have maintain offset on. Yep, sure does. Now you can go out here. Let's also make this a little bigger. Parent, maintain offset. And now we'll bake these down. And I'm just gonna bake down the whole animation. Then we'll constrain the hand to this. Maintain offset. Animation should look the same. Oh, right, we've got our camera messed up again. Okay, that all looks right. Oof. Why is that target so far off, though? I think this is still because we animated the mace in his hand. So actually what I might want to do, I'm gonna delete this, and maybe we're just gonna apply this onto the mace itself, and then we'll drive his hand with the mace. Because I really want this aim to line up properly. Plus, if we do it with the mace, we can just use our script. Actually, I'm not sure we can, because I encountered this problem at work. If you have your aim vector going down a similar axis to what your scene world up is, it seems to give us problems, but let's just see what happens if we do run it. Sent you a question with a diagram in your mail. Would love it if you would take a moment to have a look at it. Okay, I will do that in just a minute here. I just want to see if this aim constraint is gonna work. Okay. It did work. I don't know why I was having that problem at work then, but whatever. Okay, so now if we drive, let's see. The offset, we want to control the weapon. Whoops. Oh, right. Okay, that should have worked. Yep. And now the weapon, we want to control this hand. Oh dear. Oh, right. Oh no. No. Ah! I messed up. Let's undo that. Alright, we'll change the mace to World FK. And then I won't be constrained to the hand. At least I don't think so. And now if we select a weapon, select the hand. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Nope, it did not like that, guys. I don't know why. Oh dear God, what have we done? Oh no. Can't even undo that. That's cool. Whee! And we're done. Animation finished, guys. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. I think I broke it. Alright. Reverting this. On that note, I will go check out Cowstuff's email. Is it alright for me to show your diagram on the stream? So people know what I'm talking about? I'm going to assume that yes, that's okay because you titled it as such. Whoops. Ah. Alright. From standing to grabbing the ladder so as to be ready to climb down, how would you approach the pose to pose? Funnily enough, this is similar to some stuff I've had to do in my current game. So I guess my first question would be, like, how fast does the animation need to be? Is this like a game where you're in combat right now and you're trying to run away from enemies in real time? Or is this like a turn-based thing where it's like you don't want it to take too long, but timing isn't like super important? Or is this just straight up an exercise that you're doing of practicing animating a character going down the ladder, so you want it to be as realistic as possible? Those would be my first questions that I have. I know the stream is a little delayed, so it'll take you a minute to answer those. But probably what I would do is you'd have your... Oh, okay, let's see. A game character needs to climb down like in an FPS scenario. So probably pretty fast, right? So are you actually doing this from the first person perspective then? Because that definitely, you can cheat a lot with first person because you don't have to see like what the feet are doing. You just have to like animate the camera in such a way to give it the feeling that that's what's happening. A military covert ops soldier. Yeah, so in that case, first of all, I would go check out some video reference if you can find like an obstacle course where they're practicing this kind of stuff, maybe while carrying their gear. I don't know how easy that would be to find, like on YouTube or something. But to make it as fast as possible, I'd probably like just have the character take one step forward, and on that step they'd probably be pivoting on that foot as they're turning their body around towards the ladder to grab the ladder. And then I'd continue that motion where it's like they pivot on the foot, turning around to grab the ladder, and they're going down the ladder at the same time. Especially if they're like really good at what they're doing, they don't need to like take it one step. They can just like sort of skip a few steps and maybe even slide down the ladder with their hands a bit. The camera is mounted to the head joint. Yeah, so in that case you can extra get away with not having to worry about the feet as much. Like, you'd probably want the camera to show the ladder, to look down at it before the character turns around. Whether you stay focused on the ladder or not, I don't think really matters. Just like, you know, make sure the player sees that the ladder is there. And then just kind of like rotate the camera and like translate it down at the same time, as though you're trying to sell the fact that the person is like turning and dropping at the same time. Like, you definitely want to try and stay away from like rotate the camera, translate the camera. Like, you want it to kind of organically flow from one motion to the next motion. Otherwise it'll feel a little too robotic. And then, you know, you're looking at the ladder, and so either whether you're going for like a slide down perspective where the camera just like speeds up a little bit and drops down, and like maybe you see the player's hands like on the side of the camera, and they're like grabbing on the ladder, and so they're like sliding down the ladder. Yes, technically that would like burn off your hands, but whatever, it's a game. Or if you want them to be very adamant on like, no, I'm grabbing each rung and climbing down, then you could show that too. It depends on what you want for the style of your game. That's probably how I would approach that. I don't really have like a good way to demonstrate that, so hopefully I described that well enough. So I'm not really sure what to do about our little guy here. Can this be seen by other players, and or can enemies do this too? If so, wouldn't there also need to be a different third-person animation? Yeah, that's a good question, Zach. I can't code the camera off of the head joint. Rather, I want the motion of the head inheriting the motion of the actual body and head for the most part. Yeah, I'm familiar with that, Kausov. That's like how we were animating our cameras in Bloodlines too as well, and it was kind of annoying because sometimes you just want to control the camera. So in that case, it's like, yeah, Zach's question is important. If this is like a first-person game and it's not a multiplayer game, you can really cheat a lot by just like grab the torso of the character, you know, don't move any of the bones like above the waist, just so that way you can have a pretty steady head camera. But if it is a multiplayer game and other players are going to be seeing your character doing it, the best way is to have separate animations where you have first-person animation and third-person animation. And I don't know all the technical stuff behind it, but your engine handles like which animation players are seeing based on which character they are. Because otherwise, if your other players are seeing the same animation that the person in first person is seeing, it's going to look really, really bad, because you're always like faking stuff to make things look good in first person. A full FPS view, no third person switch over during climbs. Okay. But it's, I think his question was more like, is it single player versus multiplayer? But yeah, that is also a thing that you could do. In some games, they have first person where they pull out to third person as well. That I don't recommend, because I have tried doing that and it is very hard to make it look good. Alright, so for now, I guess I'm just gonna do the damn weapon and worry about the hands later. Grr. Single player. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's easy peasy then. You just like don't animate any of like the spine stuff between the head and the center of gravity. Just like control the character by their hips control or pelvis control, whatever, and keep everything above that straight. And then anytime you see hands in first person, it's like if you were to pull out in the third person, right, and like you see a character running, ideally they would look like this, where it's like they're super stiff but their hands are going up and down. But in the first person camera, they just see the hands, so they can't tell that the torso is really stiff, right? And then when your camera looks down, like you probably would want to have foot animation for some things, depending on like, oh, does the player have like a free camera? Can they rotate it in any direction that they want? Or is it like a fixed camera? Like, for instance, for a ladder climb in first person, depending on your game, that might be like an event that happens, right? Where it's like, oh, player has control of the camera, they see the ladder, maybe they press a button to interact with that ladder, and then you might have an event that takes over the camera while the player is stepping down the ladder, if it's like not a thing that the player can interrupt. And then you can like, you only have to worry about what is visible from the camera that you're controlling. Otherwise you do want to like animate the feet the rest of the time, because if the player can rotate their camera around, and if they're running and they're looking down at the feet and they're not moving, that's gonna be kind of weird, right? So again, all those things kind of depend on the parameters of your game. Yeah, Mirror's Edge does have some really good first-person animations. That is a game that we referenced a lot when we were trying to make good-looking first-person stuff. Yeah, it's a really great one. I've also seen some people, like, you can find these videos on YouTube where it's like, I've seen some parkour people that will attach like a GoPro to either their head or their chest or something, and it's actually like really good first person reference. Like, you wouldn't do it exactly how they have it, but it's really cool to watch them do it. And it's basically like, it's like you're watching Mirror's Edge, except it's in real life. So you should look that stuff up too. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's see if we can make this work now. I'm just going to convert this to world space. And then actually... No, damn it, I did it again. No. Ah, no! Alright. My brain does not like weapon and WS being right next to each other, guys. I think I need to do something about this. Ah! Why? Why is my brain the way it is? Okay. We're just going to put the weapon to the far right. So at least there's one. Actually, we'll put select all there too. So at least now it's like, okay, here's the world space conversion, here's the weapon selection. Anyway, did I just like completely undo everything now? Yes, I think I did. So this time we'll do world space. Both? Yes. And now select weapon. We'll change this to world FK and bake this down. Get rid of that guy. And now, maybe we can do our aim. Oh, did I already? No, that's the motion. Okay, cool. Looking down or around can be achieved by blending two animation state machines. You play a different animation state machine as the base and add different states above the spine joint. Yeah, I think that's kind of similar to what we were doing on Bloodlines. I can't be sure, but... Oh no! I only... Ah, crap. I only changed this on the one key. I wanted to completely change my parent space to world. So we'll key that now. And then we'll bake this down. I was like, why does this one key look weird? That's better. Sort of. Okay, now we'll see what happens when we run our aim constraint positive Y. Yes. And voila! Yay! I need to fire my weapon, do a reload, throw a grenade, all being independent from what my lower body is doing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's like if you're not gonna have other players or your first person player seeing your character in third person, you can totally get away with doing all of this like upper body motion independent of the lower body motion. The problems that we were experiencing is we were trying to have characters be able to aim, and even like the NPCs in the game, we had upper body motion and lower body motion, and it looked really bad because it's like they were just completely pivoting the spine joint right above the pelvis. It was just like completely turning on that instead of having this nice like spine rotation all the way up. So it looked really bad. Hopefully you don't have to worry about that. All right, let's get our mace motion going here again with these keys. Yes. And then put a... Let's get a new motion trail on there. Visualize. Oh, I did a hotkey for this, didn't I? Oh my god, it's so gross. Okay, so this part is super gross and messy. Let's clean this up a bit. Oh, this is painful. Instead of sharp spine twists, Unreal Engine allows you to distribute this twist as you go up the spine, so it doesn't feel like a harsh twist. Ah, that's good. Yeah, whatever system we were doing with Unreal, it was not doing that. So I'm glad you have that solution. Sorry, I'm getting a food offer real quick here. All right. So for starters, this mace comes over way too far here. It's not giving us a nice line of action. Oh yeah, and we need to fix this again. Shoot. Yeah, I really want this to be able to control our hand. So let's see. Gonna save our file again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually constrain my hands to the mace just because of like it's probably doing a cycle check thing. So what I might actually do is just constrain it to the offset, which is what the weapon is constrained to right now. But we do want to make sure the parent space is in world. Is that what I want? Right? Yeah, I think so. So let's go ahead and save before I do this thing that could potentially make us crash. We will convert this. Change you to world, delete, key, and bake this down. Come on. And then delete our motion. Alright, all looks fine and dandy. So now what happens if we drive this with our offset? Fingers crossed. Saving again, because this is kind of what caused us to break last time. Constrain parents. Maintain offset. Oh, did it work? Did it work? Huzzah! I think it worked. Make sure our motion is all still looking good. I think so. Yay! We did it. This is like swinging a little lower than I think I wanted it to here, but Okay, so now if this works as I am expecting it to, yes, fantastic. Let's get that motion trail back on here. And we don't need to see the motion trail in our camera. Where is it? There it is. Ah, my ear itches. Why? Uh-oh. Did I break it? Okay, let's get our aim a little better here. Ooh, that's all sorts of wobbly now. Ah, broke it. Yeah, that's no bueno. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, it's so slow. Man, sometimes it's slow and sometimes it's not. Let's hide the motion trail again, I guess. Yeah, I think our mace is just going too fast on this last little bit here. This music's a little cheese. You know, what I'm realizing I should be doing is probably doing this on a layer. Yeah. We're gonna put these two guys on a layer here. think the problem here is that the mace kind of stops before he pounds it down. This is a tricky business here. Yeah. I'm always just like slowly starting to lean in, and then I scrape my glasses on my microphone. That's maybe smacking down a little too fast. Ah. What if it goes a little past and then back? Or is that gonna look weird? Yo, it's Botorf! What's up? Just saw you were doing a stream and wanted to say hi. Hope to see you out on 2 wheels in the real world soon. Character looks rad. Thanks. See you later. Actually, yeah, I hope to be out on 2 wheels again soon too. Maybe this week. Thanks for stopping in. Alright. I might just go ahead and bake this down for now and see where that's gonna get us. Ugh, I really wish I could do something better with this mace. No, the wobble is like too fast, I think. Yeah, I do not like that. Let's just get rid of that. It's not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of the path that... It does just really, like, slow down and stop. Also, this arm. This is a tricky one, guys. Making heavy objects convincingly heavy is definitely a challenge. Pretty sure I'm not alone in this sentiment either. Alright, that's good there. Let's give him some better animation when he pulls this up off the ground. So essentially what we can do with this is remove the translation on this aim spot to say here. So we'll just delete these keys. Uh-oh. Oh, crazy. It like rotates too? Wait. Oh, that's weird. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, I'm gonna hide this motion trail again because it's giving me some problems. I actually don't really mind that rotation. Honestly. It's just he needs to be in the process of picking it up a little sooner, I think. Yeah, so what we can do here is make this look a little cooler. So he's kind of pulling it up. But let's make this Y translation drag a little more. This is the fun stuff, guys. Let's make it slow down just a little here. Then have it go down, come back up. Oh, that was a little too much. Yeah, so this now we don't need this to be super flat because the mace will, oh, it's actually not staying on the ground very well, come to think of it. We might need to fix this. But yeah, let's go into our Z rotation here. Maybe have this happen a little sooner, actually. Okay, I'm gonna bake everything down and see where that gets us. See, it was just those two things, right? And then I can delete these guys. Sweet. Don't need this animation layer anymore. And did our motion trail update for us? I think so. Yeah, it's still very wobbly here. But now I wonder if we'll be able to clean this up a smidge. Oh, let's see, except our weapon and hand are no longer together. So Right, because if I move this, yeah, okay. Derb. Alright. No. Ah, damn it. Wrong one. Okay. I keep doing that. We'll do the weapon. Control both. And now we should be able to put this back into default, which I believe default is in our hand. It won't work till we bake it down because it's constrained. But let's see what happens. Oh no. Oh wait, yeah. That worked. That's right. It should look like there's no animation on the weapon if it is properly following the hand. Perfect. Is this not actually... Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're gonna put the hand in world space now too, because this isn't actually moving the way I would expect it to. It's really annoying when this stuff isn't in the appropriate space. This is so wobbly. It's getting there. grab his pull vector here and bring his elbow down. He should also kind of be leading with his elbow here. I wonder if we can make this... Yeah, that'll help a little bit. Stretch. I always stretch, don't I? I think I took a long time before I stretched on this stream. Oh, my lordy, it's past 3 o'clock. I haven't taken a break yet, guys. I should probably do that. That means I haven't been drinking enough water. What is this weird flipping thing we have going on here? Let's check this out. Is that just his arm is overextending a bit? Yeah. Can we fix that with his clavicle or his upper body here? Let's have his left arm kind of help with this motion here. If we have it come out in front of him and then back behind him as he slams it into the ground. Maybe this will help us really sell. Let's see. So shoulder comes back. Let's have his arm come back here too. Bow. Actually, I think we want his arm going a little bit sooner. Ugh. What are all these keys? Get out of here. I don't know. Oh, that's weird. Oh, come on. There we go. Hmm. Let's have his arms straighten out. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break and we'll come back to this momentarily. I'll leave the music playing and do my good old classic crappy Google Duck. Ta-da! Alright, I will see you in a little bit. All right, I'm back. All right, Mr. Trundle. It is time for us to defeat you. The camera movement is still like a bit drastic of a change between here and here, but I think it's gonna work. I think it kind of needs a little bit of a drastic first frame to really sell the impact. So hopefully that's not like too jarring. Let's maybe not have his jaw open this entire time, huh? So he's like winding up, and then maybe we have this a little bit delayed. So it's like, let's actually see it opening up. So he's like, and maybe about here is where he'll close his mouth. Let's maybe give it just a little bit of a motion here. Just a smidge. Maybe that was a little too fast that he closes it. Maybe it should be like as he's pulling up on it to kind of help sell that weight a little more. Still feels kind of lightweight, doesn't it? I'm not really sure what to do about that, guys. It doesn't look as lightweight to me from our camera, but that's probably because it's moving around and distracting us from the reality. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? Whoops. Oh no! Did I mess up our camera? Or did it, like, fix itself? I don't know. I'm gonna hit undo a few times. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if we messed it up or not. Let's see. So what I want to do here is give this specifically an aim constraint dealio that will pivot from this ground point so that it's not just like stuck in the ground like this. But our script that we have won't put it right exactly at the end of his mace, so we might need to do this manually. I also think his body needs to continue down the motion here. After he hits. Eh. All right, let's see what we can do with making this mace look a little nicer when it hits the ground and not have his hand sticking in the air like that. Oh, are we still controlling this? Oh, yeah, that's right, because we were trying to clean up some of that, weren't we? This song's maybe a little too intense for this stream. Go ahead and skip over that. Make this clavicle look a little better. Oh god, his arm just like completely collapses. It's a good thing we can't really tell from the camera. Totally unintentional that the camera view was blocking that up, but I'm not sorry. Have his torso a little more twisted in Y. Until he comes and makes this smackdown. Whoops. Really want him to lead with his chest here and his hips. Let's just kind of cheat this. Oops. I'm just kind of adding a little bit more motion to all these body parts, trying to get some overlap in here. Give it a little bit more dynamicism, if that's a word. I don't actually know. I think his foot's still moving forward just a smidge too early. Oops, that's not the right control here. I wanted his main control. Nope, there goes the sirens. Sorry, guys. I think maybe we want his foot to stay up a little longer here. So he's like... Rip. Let's see. Let's just have it go one frame later. Gotta go and see if I can find something to eat. Best of wishes in the rest of the stream. You on again tomorrow? Yes, I am. I will be on tomorrow, same time or possibly an hour earlier, because it seems like most of the people that hang out on the stream are over on the east of me. So I might try to stream an hour earlier tomorrow to see if that helps some people out a bit. So yeah, thanks for hanging out though, Dissatisfied. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. think I will probably be starting to wrap up the stream here, actually, guys. So if anybody has any more questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them before I go. Otherwise, we'll be done here in just a couple minutes. That is an ugly motion trail right there. We'll have to fix that in the next stream. Yeah, this is like, the spacing isn't very good here. It like slows down and speeds up and then does whatever the hell that is there. The beginning part is mostly okay. It's tricky trying to get an object like this looking good from the end of it. The aim constraint trick definitely helps, but it's still difficult. And then yeah, we're gonna want to, essentially, I want to like rotate this on the ground right where it's touching, like back and forth to kind of give it that jiggle so it doesn't just smack and it's done. But I also don't want it to just look like it's sliding around on the ground either, so. Yeah, so anyway, guys, I think that is going to do it for this stream today. Yeah, hope you all are enjoying this series, and hopefully we're going to get a decent looking animation by the time we're done with this. I know it's not exactly going to be a winning animation, but at the very least, I'd like it to be something that I'm somewhat proud of and am okay with putting it on my demo reels. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me, everyone.